Hello, and welcome to our Volanté Insights video on downloading data from our reports. Data can be downloaded into PDF format, Excel format, or into various graphical formats when we're looking at some of our pie graph charts. So let's take a look at how we can download a graphic first. For each of the items that has a graphic on it, we can choose the three-line icon within the dashboard. We can choose to print our chart, to download it as a PNG or a JPG. So let's go ahead and download this as a PNG file. And we can see that the item has popped up on my download screen, and I'll choose to open it in my window. I've opened it in my graphic viewing program, and we can see that chart is now on screen. This is great for presentations or sending quick information out to your team. I'm going to go ahead and close my window and go back to my reports. I also have the option to download this as a PDF. I'll choose my three lines again and download a PDF document. A PDF document has now downloaded, and I can open that document in either my browser, as we see on screen, or into a viewer like Adobe. Let's close that. I also have the ability to download the entire report group within this dashboard as a PDF. If I choose to do that, it displays on screen for me in a print view. I can see all of my data available to me in this report view. I can choose landscape, portrait, or custom. I'll put it back to landscape, margin sizes, my layout, as well as information about page numbers, report titles, and more. Let's export this one to a PDF now, and I can go ahead and choose my PDF. So now, as we see, I have all of that information available to me in a report. Let's close that back up. When I'm done exporting, I can choose to cancel and say, okay, I'm not going to save this PDF at this time. I do have a download of it already. I can also choose to download my data from within the report itself. Let's go ahead and open up the report by choosing Analyze. And now I can see my data either as a visualization in my pie graph or as a data transformation. And from here, I can choose to export this as a CSV in this case, which will bring me an Excel file. If I choose to open it, we can then see the data loaded up as an Excel spreadsheet. Let's return back to our reports. I can also change my visualization. So if I'd like, I can change my graph from a pie graph to columns, to donuts, or more. Let's try the column graph. I could now export this as a PDF by choosing the Export as PDF button. I'll close out from here for now. One of the other functions I have available to me within my dashboard is to schedule and send a report. If I choose to schedule my report, it allows me to enter a name for my report. So in this case, I'll call it At a Glance Dashboard Report. It is showing me the dashboard of At a Glance. However, I could add additional dashboards into this if I wish to have a large export. How is my data going to be exported? I can also have it added as a CSV attachment, but by default, it will come out for me as a PDF. I can set additional filtering if I'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and continue as is. And I have the option of setting up my report to run every certain amount of time, whether it's hours, days, weekdays, or monthly. So in my case, I'm going to go ahead and choose every day. I'm going to run once every day, and I'll hit the calendar. So when am I going to start this? Let's start it from today. And I can choose when I want to have this report start. I'm going to set it to 2 o'clock. Again, we're in a 24-hour clock, and 2:30. Let's make it 2:30 export. Okay, we'll say done. So it is scheduled to run at 2:30 now, starting every day at 2:30 based on today's date. I can choose to send an email, which I will. I can have an email subject. So in this case, I'm going to say my email report at my At a Glance dashboard report. Who am I going to send this to? So in my case, I'm going to send it to training@volantesystems.com. I'm going to leave the information as it is here, and I could save my report settings now. I'm going to do a quick test run before I save it and make sure that that report generates correctly and does send into my email. So we'll just give that a moment. As we can see, my test report has been sent successfully. And if I take a look at my system here, I'm going to switch over to email. And we can see that I've received my at a glance dashboard report. It is sent through a provider called Noe.com. So please be aware that is our Volanté Insights sending out to you. And I do have the ability now to look at that same report. So as we see, I've got the visuals of my two pie charts, and I can download or open up this attachment if I like. So I'm going to go ahead and save this setup now. And I do have a scheduled sending report to send me every day at the time I specified. Let's pause here. We'll wait for 2:30 to come around and make sure that that report comes through to me. So as we can see, we've received our at a glance report, and it has come in on our scheduled time of 2:30 p.m. The name of the report still appears at the top of our screen, and a PDF copy of our report is downloadable directly from our email, or we can forward it to anybody who might be interested in this data as well. So let's return back to our setup in our Volanté Insights and take a look at our scheduled report. If I'd like to edit my scheduled report, I can choose the pencil icon to the far right. This will reopen all of my settings where I can make adjustments to my report name, the subject of my email, or the type of email I'm getting, as well as adding additional users into our report list. This will email multiple people as separated by a comma. And I'll go ahead and hit save on my report. If I'd like to deactivate my report, I can use the three buttons to either delete, share, or I can freeze this report. Let's close out from our schedule and return back to our at a glance dashboard. So thanks again for watching our quick video tutorials on the Volanté Insights system. We look forward to seeing you in some of our future videos on the dashboards and custom configuration.